Hey party people, if you watch my channel before, you would know that I review products that are hard to find information on. Today I have something that I've been holding off for quite a while. It is the 2018 Giant TCR Advanced SL Disc Disc DA-Di2. Quite a mouthful. So before we get into it, of course, it does not come on with bottle cages. These are some lightweight tax cages. It does not come with the chain catcher. I added that myself as well. And of course the seat is a different one. I added the Selle Italia. So getting into it, this comes with the 9150 with a 9100 power meter. As the name implies, it comes with Di2. You can also get it in an E-tap version, but these are more common. The disc version is relatively new. I'm not going to delve too deep into straight up product information though. I added Swiss Stop Exotherm 2s for the brake pads. These come stock with Dura-Ace brake pads. They are very good. So I'm going to start from the front. The 9150 is a phenomenal system. There are absolutely no issues with the 9150 shifters. I actually love the shorter than the 9170s. The 9150s feel just great. You can rest your hands on top of the hoods if you like. Feels great all the way. Onto the stem and fork. The overdrive 2 head tube feels great. When I take my turn, it just goes where I want it to go. I have absolutely no issues. The only thing you're looking at here is sometimes I tape information for my ride to the top. The head unit is not hidden, provides absolutely no issues from what I can see though. It would be nice for them to put the Di2 fly and all that extra stuff somewhere out of the wind, and it would be nice if these tubes or cables were hidden as well. It comes with zip ties though, so you can zip tie it to the fork, but either way, these are way exposed to the wind, more than you'd expect a $12,000 bike to be. Another thing you'll notice, and it's not just me, this is a pretty common thing, is when you're riding, sometimes there's a clicking noise. It's not the sound of breaking carbon, it's just a clicking in the through axle. And I was looking up first looks on this, and that was actually a common thing. Onto the brakes, the hydraulic braking system works phenomenally. I had no issues when I was using the stock Dura-Ace pads. The only reason I switched out to the Swiss Stop Exotherm 2 is because I wanted to try it out. My original pads were wearing down a little bit, but the pads last a long time. And actually, even though I took them out, they were still relatively good. They had a lot of life on them. The rotors, the Dura-Ace rotors last a long time as well. The only thing I'd really switch is this is a Giant through axle, and there was a rider recently that shared when he got into a really bad crash, this actually penetrated his skin and into the muscle. I would rather switch these out for a regular straight through axle with no takeoff option, just a flat through axle. I'd feel much more comfortable. I'm going to switch these out for Robert Axle projects through axles down the road. Onto the wheels, it comes with a SLR0, the top of the line Giant wheels. These are the very top end that they offer. And I actually wanted to maintain my hubs, so I asked Giant straight, and Giant got back to me with information on these hubs. These are actually, no joke, these are DT Swiss 240 hubs. Basically just rebranded. Now, Giant told me that in a much nicer way, but really these are just DT Swiss 240s with Giant stamping on them. These are DT Swiss Aerolite spokes, and the nipples are hidden within the rim itself. Normally these come with the Gavia Zeros, which of course if you watched in my previous videos you would know that I put the Continental Grand Prix 5000 tubeless on them. These wheels come tubeless ready, and they actually handle a tubeless tire really well. Going to the crank, of course these come stock with a 9100 power meter, and the power meter actually works quite well. No, it's not discontinued. You can still buy these, and they update the firmware pretty often. The last update from this video was about a week ago. And it works pretty well. The readings seem quite accurate from what I can tell. And then it was absolutely unnecessary, but I added my own little chain catcher just for peace of mind. Comes with a KMC chain. I believe they're owned by Shimano. I could be wrong on that effect though. And I decided to opt for a KMC Superlight in black and red configuration out of my own pocket. Rear derailleur, part of the Dura-Ace group set, of course. Dura-Ace cassette. I believe the stock one is an 11 to 28, which also complies with the short cage derailleur. So if you want to go above that, you need to opt for your own. I believe the stock option for the crank itself is a 52-36, which I've not had any issues with these. I've taken it up hills, down hills, flats. Very versatile gear ratio. Of course, doesn't really come with bottle cages. You got to buy those yourself. Myself, I decided to opt for some relatively lightweight tax cages. I didn't want the full carbon. That's personal preference, though. Onto the saddle. Now, some people asked me what I thought about the fixed seat post. So these actually come with 4 spacers inside of them, so you can crank it up a little bit more even before you cut it down. And then after you cut it down, just for a little ease of mind, or excuse me, peace of mind, you can bring it up a little bit more with those spacers that the bike comes with. There's a lot of room for compliance. Myself, though, I decided to just take all spacers out except for the one that goes above the Di2 battery. There is a Di2 battery inside the seat post, and then cut it as far short as I need and just use it there. The one thing I didn't really like was the Giant saddle that comes with it. I decided to opt for a Selle Italia SP01 Superflow. This is the one that allows a huge cutaway all the way through. Really great for the male anatomy, in my opinion, and my saddle's just wide enough for my own sit bones. And then if you want to look at the geometry, I'm going to take a look right here. So from the saddle straight to the handlebars, relatively aggressive fit, but not overtly so. All in all, I'd say, damn, if you can afford it, go for it. This is the top of the line TCR. The 2018 model does not change much from, I believe, the 2016 model. And then going into 2020, it's looking about the same. The TCR has been race tested and proven. It's a great buy all the way around. I've had no issues with it. Full carbon fiber made in-house all the way through. The Zero is not available in Taiwan, although it is made in Taiwan. I had to buy this in America and bring it over here. So if you can afford it, I would say great buy, great value. On flats and uphill, does very well. Overall, 10 out of 10. Performance, 10 out of 10. Value, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. If you can buy it used, that's even better. Enjoy.